in a down market. Nobody was making much, but not everyone had adrenochrome. It says, it seemed to cut my learning curve. I was jacked in, booted up. At the end of the week, my brokerage account was worth over $2 million.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. You want to know what a cursed life looks like? Look no further than Nancy Pelosi, the fraudulent insider trader and traitor who set up January 6th peaceful protesters in the largest Fed PSYOP operation, is certainly getting hers. Not only is her husband attending hammer parties in his underwear at his own house and drunk driving and smashing into fences and crashing into people, but she's also potentially going to be under federal investigation for those insider trades and maybe more as a new Trump administration roars in looking at the people behind the January 6th Fed election. It's going to be very exciting to watch Pelosi squirm. She's 86 years old, running again for her next term. Just to show you what the problem is in Washington, D.C. Nancy Pelosi's been professionally wrong her entire life. She's done nothing to help America. She's only ever hindered and damaged this country, and now she's getting hers, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine living every single day with the history hanging around your neck that you literally went on a podcast in 2016 and said this. And then you have to wake up this morning and see this. Donald Trump has Times Person of the Year because he's president-elect twice. And you got to read through and see epic imagery, iconography like that, and a photo like this. Oh, man. This photo is a photo that should hang on the ceiling of one of Nancy Pelosi's many mansions that she owns. And she must be forced to stare at it forever. Maybe it should be in her federal prison cell. Anyway, the point is that Nancy Pelosi wakes up and watches Donald Trump ringing the bell of the New York Stock Exchange and ushering in the great American century, loved by everyone. Trump is cheered and roared by all of the financial investors. Look at this. You know, everyone on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, everywhere Trump goes, he's got crowds and audiences that are loving him and cheering for him. And Nancy Pelosi can't even go speak at left-wing festivals or inside of left-wing echo chambers, like here in New York City, downtown New York City. She's speaking, and she at the Global Citizen Festival. How dystopian is that? And she gets booed.
I couldn't talk.
As Speaker of the House, I am here to thank you for your dedication.
Nancy Pelosi. Why is everybody booing?
Nancy Pelosi got booed in freaking Seattle. Look at this. Nancy Pelosi, rough night in Seattle. Former Speaker Pelosi came to a fundraiser, and she got booed. They shut her down. Nancy Pelosi gets booed all over the country, but especially inside of left-wing echo chambers, which is really remarkable. Right? You won't find red states booing Trump. This is the equivalent of like red Alabama booing Donald Trump. Nancy Pelosi heckled for over a minute at event. I'm used to this. Nancy Pelosi was heckled for over a minute speaking at the New York Book Festival in New York. Insane. She says, I'm used to this because I'm from San Francisco. Oh, okay. You're from literally the most Democrat area in the country. A place that votes 90% for Democrats, and you say you're used to this. Maybe you're just really, really wicked. Wicked's very popular right now. Maybe she could quit politics and go try out for Wicked 2. She'd be perfect witch. Here's Nancy Pelosi being incapable of getting even a couple words out at a New York Book Festival with Katie Couric. Jeez, can you find a more left-wing audience? The most unpopular politician in America is Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi, and this is why.
Issues.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So you
Don't worry about that. I'm from San Francisco. I'm used to this.
We have an opportunity for the audience to ask questions, so We'll wait till the end of our conversation to do that.
See, they'll get what they want because all the press will say is that we got interrupted.
All right, so you never know what to expect at the 92nd Street Y. I'll wait a second to continue.
Let us bow our heads for the hostages and be prayerful about the hostages, which they never mention. So.
Booing and heckling, completely hilarious for Nancy Pelosi there in liberal New York. But it's happened before in San Francisco. Here's Nancy Pelosi getting ripped to pieces and shredded by illegal criminal aliens in San Francisco when she's trying to give them handouts, government handouts. Amazing.
You have. Well, if you do not want to listen, if you do not.
Where were you? When we asked?
They've never asked.
Now you tell us. You have the audacity. Tell us. You have been fighting deportation.
Yes, I am. You do not. You don't know what you're talking about.
You are a liar.
And my favorite clip probably of all time is Nancy Pelosi trying to get into her car outside of one of her mansions, telling people to go back to China where they belong, who are heckling her.
No, it was an inside job.
Most of your constituents walk beside you. Stop the genocide. Stop the Holocaust.
The Democrats want the ceasefire. The Democrats want the ceasefire. The Democrats want the ceasefire.
And just for old time's sake, Nancy Pelosi drinking in downtown San Francisco and getting a man asking for stock tips for insider trading.
Let me just get you to
Nancy, can you tell us why we have all the $150 billion going to Ukraine? We have homeless on the streets in your own city. Nancy, can I get some stock trading tips on how to get semiconductors in Taiwan? Nancy, why do we? Is your son involved with Hunter Biden?
This just goes to prove that actually the American people are smarter and better than our political class think they are. There's no such thing as a permanent blue state or a permanent red state. It's what have you done for the people that actually matters. Nancy Pelosi can't even go to blue districts, the bluest of districts in this country, without being free of heckling and people savaging her, including but not limited to the DNC convention. The DNC convention, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just say Nancy Pelosi is so unpopular with her own base, Democrats, and that should have told you everything about what was going to happen this election cycle. Here's Nancy Pelosi at the DNC. Stephen Colbert trying to keep things under control.